Hello and welcome to the first edition of Leafs Weekly for the 2023 Intercounty Baseball League season. This year, we'll be following the Toronto Maple Leafs as we have last year as well. And if you're familiar with the show, we'll keep you up to date on everything that happened this week in the Intercounty Baseball League. And we'll also have some special guests coming on this show throughout the year as well. So make sure you stay tuned here on the Toronto Maple Leafs social media channels to keep following all year long for Leafs Weekly. Just one game that we have to update you on. It was the home opener and the only game that's being played in the Intercounty Baseball League so far this season, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the London Majors. And this was a game that didn't start out too well for the Toronto Maple Leafs. In fact, they started out by going down 4-0 against the London Majors. The Toronto Maple Leafs later made up for it, and they went on to score 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning in crunch time, and some heroic performances from the newcomer to the Toronto Maple Leafs. In fact, a couple newcomers. The first one was Yoshi Ishihara, who had a massive double to score the first run of the Intercounty Baseball League season for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And then fast forwarding to much later in the inning, and it was a little broken bat single to first base that kind of ate up the London Majors first baseman battle. And then an unbelievable play by J.J. Dutton, coming out of college baseball, playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs this season, who ran all the way home and was just barely safe as he avoided the tag from the London Majors catcher. What a performance in that game by the Toronto Maple Leafs. And after taking that lead, there was a big performance on the mound as well right after that. Adam Mara, who hasn't had a whole lot of save opportunities in his Intercounty Baseball League career, came through in the clutch for the Toronto Maple Leafs. In fact, he almost had to get 4 outs. There was a little bit of a misplayed ball by the shortstop, Jose Vinicio, who, no knock on him, he was fantastic all game long. But Adam Mara having to battle through a little bit of adversity in that inning, and after striking out the first batter as well, he put up a fantastic performance. But there was no one more excited after the game than J.J. Dutton after racing home to give the Toronto Maple Leafs the lead. This is what he had to say. All right, JJ, big game for you guys today. You win the home opener. How big is it for you to win the
Huge. Opener? That was the goal for today. Win that home opener in front of all the fans on Mother's Day, right? Do it for the moms.
JJ, it was a pretty ballsy play by you there. Some base running, a little bit of an error at first base. Tell me what you were thinking in that bottom of the 8th inning there.
I was thinking game there. I was looking to seal the deal there. Once I saw there was a little issue going on at first base, sprinted as hard as I can, scored the run.
Joined now by Maple Leafs GM Jeff Lounsbury. Jeff, it must be maybe a little bit of a relief, but also I can imagine that it was a pretty big process putting together this Toronto Maple Leafs team. How are you feeling now that the season started, and what was this process like of putting together the Maple Leafs?
Yeah, I'm real glad we're playing baseball now. Takes a little bit of anxiety away just to be playing. It's been a very, very busy 2.5 months. As we know, I didn't join the team until basically February, and then of course I was away on vacation for 4 weeks right away. So there was a lot of things that need to be done, but I had a lot of help, and I'm just glad we're playing. There's still things that are being ironed out, but the players, that was the biggest thing, is we had to get commitment from the players and get them all back and get our core players back. And once that started to go and they started to feel comfortable in the direction that we're going in, they started to come on board one by one. And you know how that is, right? It's just the momentum started to move forward. Now we've added other pieces and other new players, and now the guys are pretty excited, and we're 1-0 and happy to be there.
We want to talk about momentum after game one, an 8th inning that was pretty exciting against the defending champs in the Intercounty Baseball League. How did it feel to win game one in that fashion like you did against London?
I got to give Owen Boone some credit. Owen come out and just deal. But our pitchers did a great job. They hung in there. We had a little bend but don't break innings in there. We had a tough first, but we got out of it. We had bases loaded, and Greener got out of it. And we just gave up 1 spots, right? We gave no big innings, no crooked numbers, and our guys we showed and goed, right? We haven't been outside. We haven't had exhibition games. We haven't practiced. We got rained out the one day we were trying to get outdoors. So we were showing and going. And so nothing surprised me on that. Like I anticipated a little bit of a slow start. And then once we got the big hit, Yochi, delivered finally and gave us that first big hit. And then sure enough, it followed, Mara, and it followed with Dutton and good base running and all that momentum, but we managed to keep that game close enough to give us a chance like that. And for that, I give credit to the 5 arms that we used, and they all did a really good job.
We chatted a bit before that rain out practice, and you were talking about you were very excited about the young players that you have on the team this year. We saw a really good performance from JJ Dutton, scoring that winning run, coming around from second base. What excites you most about these young players, these young new Maple Leafs?
Yeah, they're athletic, and you saw JJ's athletic abilities there. We scored the winning run from second base on a ground ball. Santos coming back this year, and he's speed. He hustles down the line. He gets it there by half a step, and then JJ's hustling right around third. And Coach Butler did a great job of keeping him chugging and keeping him moving. And I talked to Rob about it. He hasn't told me exactly if it was all him or if it was JJ's read. Probably a combination of both. But JJ did a great read and kept going, and the pitcher had his back turned, and we joked about, who says the Leafs can't play a little college ball? That's a college play, right? It's not normal for the Toronto Maple Leaf organization to probably score runs in that direction, and then I think that's what the young guys can give us, that little bit of energy and a little bit of a spark here and there. And we won that that 8th inning was 7, 8, 9 hitters, right? So it was Danny Mara hitting deep and down there, and Yosh and Dutton, and then we built it back up to the top, and Santos got the big hit to win it for us. It's nice to be able to win in a different way, instead of just waiting for Maras and the Castaldos to carry us. So I think that's the point I've been making with these guys, is we have more depth. We're going to use the depth, and hopefully we'll win ball games in different fashions.
So you got the young players this year, and then after that first game, we got some exciting news about a former Team Canada player, and someone who I think the Leafs fans are going to be really excited about, Jesse Hodges. What can Leafs fans know about Jesse Hodges and what he's going to bring to this team?
He's got once he starts playing again, it's been a while since Jesse's laced him up as a player. And it's funny, he's self-admittedly, once he starts playing, he knows himself that he'll be in 100%. Like that's it. He knows the bug will bite him. He's been probably been fighting it for a while, trying to do other things and get involved in other things. So we're looking forward to it. He's going to make his debut in London on Saturday, be his first game. But he's a joy to watch. He's going to pitch too. That's something different he's never done before. At the pro level, he's always been a third baseman. He's going to DH a little bit, play a little infield here and there, but he's going to pitch, and that's something he has been working on regularly for about the last 2 years. So I think he's excited to kind of play the game at that position as well. And he's going to be a fresh arm, but he played third base, so we know he's got a cannon across the diamond. But he's a veteran presence. He got there right at the end of the game. On Sunday, he showed up about the 8th inning himself. So he watched it and witnessed it and was in the change room for the enjoyment of the guys' excitement. I think that was it. You could see it right away. He was already bit. So we look forward to it. We look forward to helping Jesse fall in love with the game again.
Yeah, it should be exciting to watch him play. And I mean, playing at a new position will be very exciting for all baseball fans as well. We saw the Maple Leafs make a run all the way to the IBL finals last year. This team this year certainly doesn't look any worse. It might even be better than the team last year. What are your realistic expectations for this Maple Leafs team this year?
Well, we'll be competitive, I can tell you that. But the regular season, we saw how tight it was between, 6 teams last year, how tight, 3 teams tied for first place. It's so tight that way. The rest of the league has gotten better. It's competitive. Um, it's competitive getting players. Like, just recently I reached out to a player. We think we got him signed, but there's another team in there, and I guess that's the credit where the league's going is, you got to be working. You got to be working hard because someone's working hard too. There's just no guarantee you're going to get your players or, just say, oh, it's me, and then they jump on board. So that's, I guess, how the IBL is now. It's very, very competitive. And I think the league's going to be very, very competitive. At the end of the day, lots of things have to go right for you to get through the playoffs. We saw it last year with me and Hamilton beating Guelph. Like, that was one of the biggest upsets in IBL in a long, long time. Even Toronto beating Welland last year. I don't think a lot of teams or a lot of people were expecting that. I know Toronto was, but I don't know if everyone was. It takes a lot to win. It's a lot of good things have to happen. Injuries, guys playing well at the right time, some breaks. It takes a lot, but we're definitely good enough. We're definitely talented enough, and we'll be there. You have to respect us. I think you have to respect Toronto. You can't just go, oh, they're over the hill, or they've been there and they're not the same. What are they going to do without all the changes? These guys are professional ball players. A lot of them are. They have that professional mentality, and they know what it takes to win big games at big times. And I think that is one of our best assets that we have.
Well, Jeff, we look forward to seeing how this season unfolds, and appreciate you stopping by for the chat.
Not a problem. Anytime.
So looking ahead now to the week that's coming up for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they have a couple tough tests, including a rematch with the London Majors. But first, on May 18th, it's the Barrie Baycats. That's a road game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You can catch that game at 7:35 first pitch, and then the London Majors coming up on Saturday. That'll be a fantastic rematch to see how that one goes down, especially with both teams starting to wear in on their pitchers just a little bit. That game will be in London. It's a 1 o'clock start time. And then right back at Dominico Field, it's the Guelph Royals and the Toronto Maple Leafs. An interesting matchup to see how this Guelph Royals team was put together this season. The Maple Leafs get their first look at Guelph on May 21st. That will be at Dominico Field. You can either come to the game, which would be fantastic, or if you can't make it, you can watch on YouTube as well. Myself and Zach Benoit will have the call. The first pitch goes at 2 p.m. against the Guelph Royals on Sunday. So that does it for this episode of Leafs Weekly. Make sure to stay tuned on the Toronto Maple Leafs social media channels for more, as we'll keep you up to date once per week throughout the Intercounty Baseball League season on your Toronto Maple Leafs. Thanks for watching.